Welcome to the all-new Sports Visions on Bounce TV and to our worldwide web viewers on www.sportsvisionusa.com. Hello, everybody. I'm DJ Jones alongside my good friend and traveling partner, Dale Williams. How are you?
What's up, player?
Hey, you mighty sharp there, fella.
Well, you know, man, I knew you were going to be dressed up today. I want to put my Easter suit on, too.
All right. Coming up in just a little bit, we'll take you up to Phillips Arena where it was opening night for the Atlanta Hawks. We had a nice time.
Nice time, man. The Hawks might surprise some people, DJ.
Absolutely. And, of course, we'll have an opportunity to preview and review your favorite SEC teams. And I tell you what, also it's the Fountain City Classic Week.
Fountain City Classic Week, DJ, and it's November. And you know what we say about November. You can't lose in November, DJ.
All right. All that and more next on Sports Visions. Sports Visions presents the 9th Annual Columbus Valley Area High School Football Awards Luncheon. 11:30 a.m. at the St. Luke Ministry Center in Columbus, Georgia. The awards luncheon ceremony will acknowledge 25 of the area's top high school football head coaches, along with each of their best offensive and defensive players. The ceremony will be highlighted by the selection of the Valley area's best academic, offensive, defensive, special teams, coach, and middle school player of the year, as well as several community service awards. The guest speaker for this year's awards ceremony will be the University of Georgia Bulldogs head coach, Kirby Smart. For more information, contact DJ Jones at 706-681-1136 or Dale Williams at 706-681-5192. And welcome back to Sports Visions. Dale, I tell you, last weekend was kind of up and down, if you say, as it pertains to the teams that we're interested in. Let's start with the downs. And, of course, the world's largest outdoor cocktail party turned into just a terrible experience. I know that you never would have thought in a million years that Nick Chubb and Sonny Michel would both be stopped and held to 27 yards. But you know what? When you don't have an offensive line, when you can't man up, that's what happens.
Well, it's really surprising that you say that, DJ, because really what I'm seeing on the offensive side of the ball for the last 3 years, Florida has had a great defense each year. But this time it's even like, okay, why are you so vanilla when you know you got Florida got an aggressive, big-time defense on the line, on the backside, they got corners, and the offensive line piece, you said all the things that we don't have. Throw in an offensive coordinator.
Wow. Talking about the Florida Gators, man, they've won 21 out of the last 27 matchups, which, you mentioned in the last show, if Georgia didn't start producing some victories, man, it's not going to be the rival that we want it to be.
It really, DJ, and really the enthusiasm, the passion, the intensity, I haven't seen none of that.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I thought it was a good game, first part of the game, 10-0, 10-3, 10-7. Georgia missing opportunities to score and go up, touchdown, field goals instead of touchdown opportunities. I just think, just got bland, and really, we're going to have a big spark about that game.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's not going to get any easier this week going up to Lexington, Kentucky. You and I both know what it's like to go into Lexington, even when they weren't as good as they've been this year. This year, this team has an opportunity to do something special, and Coach Stoops has done a tremendous job. Those young men up there have bought into his system. He's been there now 2-3 years, and they're starting to perform and play like a Kentucky team that that we see now.
That's right, DJ. And one thing about it, and I had a great opportunity of sharing around the whole, the community, DJ. You got a football fan everywhere, and they've made some nice points about Kentucky. And historically, DJ, I know after the Florida games, and when you have to go up to Kentucky, the weather's going to change. It's going to get cold. Kentucky's playing good football. They beat Tennessee. And, if they win out, if Kentucky wins out, and I got Tennessee losing again, guess who is going to make the Eastern Conference Championship?
Not the basketball school of the SEC.
Oh, it's going to be Kentucky, man.
Oh,
okay. That's going to, and people were throwing it. I was like, man, you got a point. But the biggest thing, man, is that as far as Georgia's concerned, DJ, do you really realize that we're looking at not even making a bowl game this year?
Well, you know what? Again, it's sad, but it's true. And again, when you really think about what Kirby Smart said when he first came in, he said that they weren't big and strong as fast as they wanted them to be, and they had to get bigger and better up front. And you know what? Sometimes you have selective memory. And again, a lot of people now are realizing what he said early on.
Well, they realize what we said 4 or 5 years ago, that we weren't big.
Right.
And, it goes back to this, Kirby know what they need. I'm with Kirby. Officially on the ballot, I'm with Kirby. I think Kirby just needs some time. We got to get bigger. We got to get faster. We got to get strong. Kirby knows what we need. And then you got Mark Richt players, and you got a different kind of player. You got a finesse player. Kirby wants big physical players, and that's the only way we're going to be able to continue.
Man, we better move on because we certainly don't want to make this a Georgia segment. We got some other good things to talk about. Of course, Auburn, they continue to impress. Now, you know what? Cameron Petway, you ever heard of that guy?
Man, he's a bad man.
Oh, my goodness. 30 carries, 296, 86 yards.
Hey,
I mean, this guy, running. Yeah, exactly. He's come out of nowhere, and he has propelled himself to the top of the league as far as the country is concerned. People across the country are seeing all these yards that Auburn's rushing for, and they're seeing who the catalyst is. And, you know, Cameron Petway, his name will be mentioned here in the next couple of weeks. If he does that again, you might see his name moving to the Heisman.
Well, you know, I think really you got to look at this guy because he came from nowhere, you know, and really I always tell people, you know, you might not know who's going to run the ball at Auburn. You might not know who's going to run the ball at Georgia. But over at Auburn, they have that same running back tradition, DJ, and this Cameron Petway piece. This boy, I mean, 10 yards. He was actually averaging about 10 yards a carry, you know, and really it's a piece where, you know, you keep on pounding this guy. And you know what I feel on defense? Some people don't even want to tackle this dude.
And that's exactly what you see when you see him and, of course, go up against the defenders. Now, when you talk about what Auburn has done, you do have naysayers, like we all do, that says Auburn hasn't played a defense quite as good as Vanderbilt coming up. So this will be the first real test.
Let me tell you something. I've been saying for the last 3 weeks, you don't want to play Auburn right now. The physicality, they have turned up on the physicality piece. Their defensive line is physical. They have a big-time defense, and I think really they really want the opportunity. They're taking it one game at a time, DJ, but they're waiting on the 26th. And, you know, everybody in town want to talk about that. If you want to kind of hush an Alabama fan, start mentioning Auburn and how good they're playing. They get kind of nervous, DJ, about that. But Gus got his guys playing on the offensive side. They don't have to throw the ball 30 times, DJ. Just hand that thing off 30 times. I'm telling you, they getting 30 and 40 points just on rushing.
So you don't think that Vanderbilt's defense is going to put any pressure on that offense?
No, sir.
Speaking of pressure, there's no pressure this week for Alabama. Of course, they joined a week off and got their legs back up under them, had an opportunity to regroup and get some rest. And, look, I just look for Bama to come out and just roll this week.
I think they're going to roll, DJ. Like you said, it is very important to have fresh legs, especially this time of the year in November. Enough legs to make a run through November and get ready for your championship and your bowl game season. And I think really everything is failed on the hands of Alabama. I think they're really in a good place. I mean, they can play against LSU. Everybody knows that it's hard to play down in Baton Rouge on Saturday night. But I think if anybody's going to go down there and beat LSU, Alabama is the team to do. I think Leonard Fournette is going to be he's going to have a big test. Can he run the ball? Can they move the ball? But I think it's going to get down to the quarterback speed. And I think Jalen Hurts is the better quarterback. I think Alabama blows these guys out, man.
I don't know about blowing them out because I think that this is a new LSU team, a resurgence. Of course, Ed Orgeron took over after, of course, the dismissal of Les Miles, and they seem to be more versatile. They're running and throwing the ball a little bit more. They're not so predictable. And when you have a back like Leonard Fournette back there and you don't know, and you can't line up and put all your guys in the box to stop this guy, you know what? It's not too many people can stop him one-on-one.
Well, you know, you can't, DJ, but really the defense. The defensive piece of Alabama makes me say it's going to be a blowout. I think they can get on the field. They can be off the field in 3 plays when they turn up. I think really with the Reuben Foster piece, the Leonard Fournette piece, them running, them having the opportunity to score on their special teams and score on defense, those pieces right there, that's what make the game a blowout. When they start clicking on all cylinders on the specialty teams and then they get a turnover, turn it into a touchdown, the other team have problems then.
The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, on the other hand, Justin Thomas is starting to play like we wanted him. We knew he could play. He's running and he's throwing. Actually, he threw for over 200 yards last week, and I just think he's coming into his own.
He's coming into his own, DJ. And you got to, when a guy has that much experience and he's played in that many games, you got to turn him loose a little bit, DJ. You got to throw the ball a little bit. And I know that there's high risk when he does throw the ball, but at the same time, when you got a senior quarterback that played the downs that this kid has played, DJ, you got to turn them loose a little bit, and I think really Georgia Tech can make a run here at the end of the season. Yeah, they might not have the chance to win their division, but at the same time, with their games and their schedule coming in, they play, they're going to have to play North Carolina. They play them this week. Then you got Virginia and Virginia Tech. And then they got Georgia. So really, they got to win out in their own division for them to have a good season. Bowl game expectations, those are there.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our Chick-fil-A picks of the week.
All right, our Chick-fil-A picks of the week. We got Alabama against LSU down in Baton Rouge, Auburn against Vandy, Georgia against Kentucky up in Lexington, Georgia Tech against North Carolina State against Florida State, Nebraska against Ohio State, and Texas against Texas Tech. Don't forget to stop by Chick-fil-A on Bradley Park to fill out your Chick-fil-A picks of the week and see if you win a platter from Chick-fil-A.
Now let's take a look at our Black College scores and schedules for this week.
Okay. Ah! Oh. Hey, I'm trying to get crunk.
Why do we have Aflac?
Aflac.
And Major Medical?
Major Medical, boy, yeah! I help pay the doctor. Ain't that enough for you?
There are things Major Medical doesn't do.
Aflac.
Pays cash so we don't have to fret.
Something families should get.
Like a safety net.
Even helps pay deductibles to cover your back with.
Learn about one-day pay at aflac.com/wrap.
It's time to save during the Nissan Year of the Truck and SUV event at Headquarter Nissan. Now, save $4,500 on new Rogue. Save $10,000 on all remaining 2016 Nissan Titan XDs. And get America's best truck warranty. Take on any job with Nissan trucks and SUVs from Headquarter Nissan.
Yes, Columbus is a Nissan town. Now it's going to be a Titan town. $10,000 off 2016 Titans.
And welcome back to Sports Visions. It's now time for our Atlanta Falcons report. And the Atlanta Falcons, I tell you, Dale, when you talk about the play of this team this year, you know that there's no doubt, definitely an improvement from last year.
No doubt, DJ. I mean, they're definitely well improved. And really, the only thing that I, as a Falcon fan and just looking at it as a football fan, that you really kind of just want to beat yourself up about is the games they lost, because they were all games that they could have won, and those, I think, they're going to come real important in the next part of the season.
Yeah, they are going to be important. In fact, when you talk about the next part of the season, the Falcons are actually 5-3. Of course, they played a little early this week. They played Thursday night, of course, against Tampa Bay down in Tampa. And when you think about what they've accomplished up to this point, they're healthy. Matt Ryan is performing at the top of the charts. Julio Jones is one of the best in the league, and of course, that running back tandem has been shaken up a little bit because Tevin Coleman has been injured.
Right.
But up to that, I'm hoping that y'all get it back together and get the injury situation straightened out so they can make that final push.
Like you said, the injury piece is very big, DJ, and if they can just get to that off week, and I think really they're going to let everybody get, fixed up. They'll get well, they'll get regenerated, and legs back under them. I think they're going to be able to make a run, because I'm telling you, DJ, the second part of the season, I feel in my spirit about the Carolina Panthers. I think they're going to turn up and they're going to make a run, and that's another game that the Falcons are going to have to play in the second half of the season. So now I think they could just rush to the finish line, get that week off, DJ, and I think they're going to be big, better, and stronger at that end.
You mentioned the Carolina Panthers, but another in-division foe is the New Orleans Saints. When Drew Brees, he just gets better with time.
You can't even rule the Saints out. They had a big-time win this week against the Seahawks. I mean, Drew Brees has done his part, DJ. And, like I say, some people look at me crazy when I say this, but if I had to name an MVP right now of the first half of the season in the NFL, I'll put Drew Brees in there, because he's throwing almost 400 and 500 yards a game, DJ. So, and he doesn't have the talent that he usually has, but he's still balling.
You know, back to the Atlanta Falcons, and speaking of injuries, you know, as great as Julio Jones is and as productive as he is, you know, it's really a shame that I'm almost on pins and needles every time he catches the ball because, you know, he could tweak an ankle, he could tweak a knee, and if they take him out of the lineup, you might as well call it a season because he's just that powerful, he's that productive, and he's that explosive.
Well, you know, DJ, you know, I've always felt that same way. He's such a physical receiver. He's going to get the ball. Matt Ryan's going to get the ball to him, but he doesn't duck, he doesn't dodge. He's a real man. He's gonna go after you, and he's learned from being physical. So he's all right, but I think at the same time you gotta kind of almost save him or tell him, Julio, run out of bounds. But he don't have that in him. So, you know, but the Sanu piece has been good. The tight ends with Tammy and the other tight ends, that's been good, but Matt Ryan has been dispersing the ball all around, distributing the ball all around to everybody. But really, I was more impressed about the defense at the end of the game against Aaron Rodgers. And I think they did a good job of turning up, like we talked about, DJ, being a little bit more aggressive, getting in man situations instead of sitting back playing in zone. Because it didn't matter what Aaron Rodgers saw. He was throwing the ball, but then when they turned up and started getting sacks, a lot of people ain't asking for them sacks no more, DJ, like they did last year.
Well, Vic Beasley, when you say sacks, you know, the last year's first-round draft choice, 7.5 sacks. I mean, I tell you what, man, he's stepping up. And you know what? If he finishes or he has the second part of the season like he started in the first, man, this guy could end up in the Pro Bowl.
I think he'll end up in the Pro Bowl, DJ, if you get double-digit sacks, especially after last year. You know, he's taking some tutelage from Dwight Freeney. But at the same time, I think really that up the line, the Claiborne piece, 99, he's been big. He's been doing some stuff on the defensive line that the Falcons hadn't had in a long time. So the defense is up. I think Dan Quinn is going to get a little bit more aggressive with the defense. I think on the backside, the Canoe piece, I think these guys they tighten up just a little bit, but their safeties play good too, DJ.
One other rookie that I want to make mention of, and his name is Deion Jones, and he's number 45, the rookie out of LSU.
That's right.
This young man, he has some wheels, man, and he has a nose for the ball.
He's got a nose for the football, DJ, and things like that. I would like to see him do a little bit more blitzing, DJ, because really he can run, he can cover, he can do it all. He's a 5'2" guy, but he can get it done on defense, and he is extra fast.
Quickly, let's make mention of Dak Prescott. He won once again, and I know that, again, as the weeks go on, you know, this kid is getting better and better. And, again, he faced a little adversity, but he still was able to pull it out this week.
Well, you know, DJ, again, I said it last week, and I continue to say this kid has been groomed for all this kind of stuff, man. You know, the Mississippi State piece, the Mullen piece, how he tutored this guy has been big. I think really they see the poise, the maturity of this guy. And really, again, you know, I'm just hoping Jerry just – lead this thing along, DJ, and let his other quarterback sit out, man. I ain't want to call his name, but, you know, let him sit out and get well and get better. And then, you know, he might be a guy that might fill in for Dak. But Dak balling, man.
All right. Let's go ahead and take a look at our Crown Royal picks of the week.
All right, our Crown Royal picks of the week. We got Falcons that played against Tampa Bay. Got Lions against the Vikings. The Eagles against the Giants. Pittsburgh Steelers go to Baltimore to play the Ravens. Panthers against the Rams. The Broncos will go to Oakland to play those hot Oakland Raiders, and the Bills against the Seahawks. Don't forget to email Dale Williams at Sports Vision USA by 12 o'clock on Sunday.
Sports Visions presents the 9th Annual Columbus Valley Area High School Football Awards Luncheon. 11:30 a.m. at the St. Luke Ministry Center in Columbus, Georgia. The awards luncheon ceremony will acknowledge 25 of the area's top high school football head coaches, along with each of their best offensive and defensive players. The ceremony will be highlighted by the selection of the Valley area's best academic, offensive, defensive, special teams, coach, and middle school player of the year, as well as several community service awards. The guest speaker for this year's awards ceremony will be the University of Georgia Bulldogs head coach, Kirby Smart. For more information, contact DJ Jones at 706-681-1136 or Dale Williams at 706-681-5192.
Dedicado al chofer designado, sigue reinando.
Live in the spotlight with Sports Life Entertainment.
Enjoy our 50-passenger luxury party buses or corporate coaches. For more information, contact us at 770-989-1340. And remember, it's all about that sports life.
A smile is the most admirable thing you can wear. And for anyone age 1 to 101, Cook Dental Care has a smile for you. Dr. Kathy L. Cook offers a wide range of individualized, innovative services from basic preventative dentistry to specialized care. We provide comprehensive dental care for the entire family, including pediatric. Insurance, financing, walk-ins, and new patients are always welcome. So for your family's dental care, visit Cook Dental Care.
Welcome back to Sports Visions, Dale. It's officially NBA season. Of course, earlier in the week, the NBA kicked off the season and right in the midst of football and in the midst of the World Series. But I think that the NBA folks are going to have something to be proud of this year.
They're going to have a lot to be proud of. You know, a lot of teams got new players, got new additions coming. And as we speak of new additions, the Dwight Howard piece in Atlanta, you know, the Kevin Durant piece out in Golden State. So it's going to be a whole lot different. But then you got the young up-and-coming guys. You know, the Anthony Davis piece is big, and this guy still, I think, is going to be one of the greatest basketball players ever.
I think a little closer to home as we stand in Phillips Arena, the home of the Atlanta Hawks. Dennis Schroeder being given the new contract, 4 years, $70 million. The commitment when they traded Teague, several months back. So pretty much saying, okay, this is your team, Dennis, and then, of course, adding, like you said, Dwight Howard, a guy that commands respect. He's a rim protector. He's a guy that they've never had here in Atlanta.
That's right. It's going to be a big storyline with that Dennis Schroeder piece. Can he take over from what Jeff Teague started? They got him when they drafted him. He was young, right out of high school, and really he's improved. You saw him improve, develop, and hopefully he can handle that money, DJ.
Coach Bud is, I think his work in progress is going in the right way. He's trending upward. I know he came in, fresh off of the bench of the San Antonio Spurs and sitting next to that great one out there. But I think he's changed the culture of this basketball club and has these guys playing in a team manner. These guys are, they like each other, and you can tell it by the way they play on the court.
The good thing that Coach Bud brings to the game, DJ, is that defense. He believes in defense. The Hawks always are up at the top since Coach Bud has been there in defense. Then the team piece, passing the ball, making an extra pass. He is a team-oriented coach a la Greg Popovich. He's the same kind of a guy, but defense first. The Hawks have done well in that arena. So I think they're going to I think they'll do good. They won 48 games last year, DJ. I think they'll win 48 this year and make the playoffs.
Absolutely, and I know that when you talk about making improvements, we know where the bar has been set by LeBron and the folks up in Cleveland, his teammates. And, of course, with all these new additions, we've seen all these, different players move around. We've seen Dwayne Wade leave Miami and go to Chicago. We've seen, Kevin Durant leave Oklahoma City and go out to Golden State. And, we've seen Al Horford leave here and go up to the Boston Celtics. There's a lot of transition. That's why I say this is a fun season. I'm looking forward to the season starting.
It's going to be a big season again. The NBA, the free agency piece is big. You don't know where you're going to end up, but wherever you are, you want to do good and play until you get another contract or be able to get into free agency. And really, the money is great in the NBA. All things are fine in the NBA, but at the same time, DJ, there's parity in the NBA. So, just because the Golden State Warriors probably have assembled one of the most talented teams ever, that doesn't mean that they'll win the NBA championship. You got LeBron James, the best player in the world. That doesn't mean the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to repeat as champions. But at the same time, you got so much parity and you got free agency and got players going everywhere. It's going to be an interesting season.
All right, we're looking forward to obviously bringing you more coverage from Phillips Arena this year. Of course, I'm excited that it's here, but it seems like we go from one arena to the next, man. From the Dome to Athens to the Phillips Arena, man. And what about the North Side when they finish the new stadium up there?
Oh, that's going to be big too, DJ. But again, on the road with Sports Vision, presented by Headquarters Nissan, and that's what we're going to do, DJ.
All right, we'll be right back after this.
time to save during the Nissan Year of the Truck and SUV event at Headquarter Nissan. Now, save $4,500 on new Rogue. Save $10,000 on all remaining 2016 Nissan Titan XDs. And get America's best truck warranty. Take on any job with Nissan trucks and SUVs from Headquarter Nissan.
Yes, Columbus is a Nissan town. Now it's going to be a Titan town. $10,000 off 2016 Titans.
Why do we have Aflac
Aflac.
and Major Medical?
Major Medical boy, yeah! I help pay the doctor. Ain't that enough for you?
There are things Major Medical doesn't do.
Aflac.
Pays cash so we don't have to fret.
Something families should get.
Like a safety net.
Even helps pay deductibles to cover your back with.
Learn about one-day pay at Aflac.com/wrap.
And welcome back to Sports Visions. Of course, this is our final segment of Sports Vision, and want to make mention of the World Series, man. I tell you, we have gotten one heck of a series. Again, when you talk about the proximity to Chicago and Cleveland, and the rivalry and the fan and the pageantry, man. I mean, I've been excited.
I've been excited, and it's been good for baseball.
Yes.
You know, this has been a down year, I think, in Major League Baseball. No excitement, but as to the Cleveland, Chicago teams haven't been there in a long time. This is what Major League Baseball needed.
Hats off to both teams on a heck of a series. And when the only other things that we often have to make mention of, obviously it's no secret now, when our Columbus Valley Area High School Football Awards luncheon is going to be on Thursday, December the 8th. And, of course, from all the promos to all the information and all the emails and social media stuff out there, Dale, we're once again excited about, honoring our players and coaches.
Excited, DJ, and really just to see it go for 9 years, and then you start putting down the coaches that have come, where the kids that won these Players of the Year, what they've done. I mean, really, all you have to do is just read the press clippings, DJ, and you'll see how big this banquet has been.
Absolutely, and I know that we make mention of the guest speakers that we brought in, but obviously that's a treat for those young men because, again, we know that most of the young men that attend that banquet wouldn't have an opportunity to meet some of these great coaches that have been in here. And, again, what a wonderful opportunity and a wonderful place to, again, share with these young men.
I mean, really, and it's bigger than that, DJ. Some of the former players who've won awards here, that has been real. From the Reuben Fosters to the Rashad Evans to the Jordan Jenkins to the Isaiah Crowells of the world. I mean, if you look at that press release and let's see all these kids and what they're doing now, hey, man, that speaks for itself. Player.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for all the time we have for today's show. For Dale Williams, I'm DJ Jones, reminding you to keep your eye on the ball. Have a great week.
Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you.
Live in the spotlight with Sports Life Entertainment. Enjoy our 35-passenger luxury party buses or corporate coaches. For more information, contact us at 770-989-1340. And remember, it's all about that sports life.